Greetings, folks. I didn't know I was recording. Diamond West 12 back again, another video. Um, I'm here to talk about the X-Men Days of Future Past trailer. I'm here to review the X-Men Days of Future Past trailer. And a lot of people that know me know I'm a huge fan of X-Men. I'm a huge X-Men fan. I'm a huge fan of the X-Men comics. Um, but yeah, I'm talking about this whole trailer. I'm not really that hyped about this movie. This trailer really doesn't make me any more or less hype. Well, it doesn't make me any more hype than I already. Well, I'm not really that hyped about this movie, but it doesn't make me that hyped about it because I can just already tell by looking at that trailer. So much stuff has been done wrong, and I actually got the chance to read the X Men Days of it's like a while back, but I actually read the X Men the Days of Future Past story arc. We all know it has to do with Kitty Pryde going back in time for going back into the and from what I understand, I think it was set back in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it was set back in the 70s. I mean, it's about Kitty Pryde going back in time and whatnot, and you can just tell by that review, not by that review, but by that you can just tell by that trailer that this is basically gonna be another Wolverine type movie, just like the first three X Men movies were. Just like Wolverine has basically had two movies, solo movies, but every X Men movie seems like Wolverine's always been the essential character. And that's how I can tell by looking at the Days of Futures Past trailer that they're gonna have Wolverine go back in time to. I think from what I'm understanding, they're gonna stop Professor X from like stop. I think William Stryker from building that adamantium program and whatnot, and that's just what I've heard is gonna be about from what I got out of it. And there's so many from what I and also from what I heard about this movie, it's also gonna be like it's gonna be set. It's gonna be set in both of those universes. It's gonna be set in the from like cause it's supposed to be a first class sequel, but it also seems like it's also going to be a X3, well X3. Y'all know the last X Men movie X3. It's going to be a sequel to that movie too, for what I understand. It's going to be a sequel from that one too. But anyway, this is something else I don't understand. For continuity reasons, you guys remember in Wolverine in X Men Origins Wolverine, they had Emma Frost in as a teenager in that movie. But if you look at X Men First Class, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually was a big fan of X Men First Class. I actually like that movie. X Men First Class is a pretty good movie. I was a little disappointed they didn't use the original X Men for X Men First Class like they did in the comics. The cast they used in the comics. I was a little disappointed in that, but it was still a pretty good movie. But anyway, but yeah, I just lost my train of thought. Right, I just lost my train of thought like that quick. But anyway, um, but y'all remember how like Emma Frost and Wolverine, when X Men Origins Wolverine, Emma Frost was basically this. She was a teenager in that movie. What I don't understand is how come, and we all know in X Men First Class, she was basically a full fledged adult, and she was an adult in First Class, but for continuity reasons, how are they gonna explain that for continuity reasons? And I'm a huge fan of continuity for continuity. Um, I'm a big I'm really big on continuity, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. How are they gonna explain all that? Um, and we got Bishop's gonna be in this movie. Bishop, from what I understand, Bishop, from what I remember, Bishop wasn't in the no, it sounds like I'm rambling on because I'm just basically trying. I only watched the trailer like once. I'm trying to figure out what I've seen about what I saw in the trailer. But we know Bishop, and I'm all for black superheroes. True enough, I'm all for African American superheroes, but because of course I'm African American myself, but I'm all for African American heroes. But why is Bishop in? Why do we need Bishop in this movie? Why is Bishop in this movie? I mean, and it seems like they're just throwing out all kinds of new mutants out there, throwing out all kinds of mutants and whatnot, basically trying to force this movie down their throats. And they also got, from what I'm understanding, I think they're gonna have this. This is gonna come out like around because it comes out in 20. If I'm not mistaken, I think it comes out sometime next year. It's coming out after Captain America. From what I understand, it's coming out after Captain America: The Winter Soldier. why would they, I mean, I hope they're not thinking this is gonna be bigger than Captain America: The Winter Soldier, cause. And I also I'm thinking about doing a review for that trailer too, cause I got a lot to say about that trailer. That trailer basically, that the Captain America Winter Soldier trailer is 10 times better than this. Well, 100 times better than this X-Men Days of Future Past trailer. And I'm a huge X-Men fan. And another thing I actually want and then wanted to see in this X-Men sequel is Cyclops. And people know that know me know I'm a huge Cyclops is like my favorite character of the X-Men. I mean, I like Wolverine. Don't get me wrong, I like Wolverine, but Cyclops is my favorite character in the X-Men. But they have him dead in this because it's supposed to be like an X3 sequel, and Cyclops is dead in that. So, and also Jean Grey is dead. She's also dead too. And like I said, I wasn't really the biggest X3 fan either. Even though and I actually did read the whole Rise of the Phoenix. I think it was called the whole Rise of the Phoenix story arc in X-Men in a while back, well, when it came out. I read the whole Rise of the Phoenix story arc. But there was a lot of things that were in X3 that didn't happen in that story arc. But we know you can't have like a movie completely like the comics. But take the Avengers for an example. Um, the Avengers, one of their first like big fights, they made Loki the villain in the Avengers movie. But we all know in the comics around that time they fought Hulk. Hulk was like the villain and whatnot. And I kind of, in a way, kind of looked like, looking at some of the trailers, we knew Loki was going to be a villain, but it also kind of looked like Hulk could have, in a way, potentially been a villain too. And that would have been good to see, sure enough, but they actually had them fighting Loki in the Avengers. But anyway, enough of my rambling about X-Men Days of Future Past. Let me know what you guys thought about the trailer and whatnot. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I probably still see the movie because I'm a huge comic book fan. I'm a comic book movie fan. I'll probably still go see the movie, true enough. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about it. Anyway, this is Dominic checking out. Peace, God bless, and I'm out.